Yo guys, another day, another video. I made an internal promise to myself to put out more content. Feel like I'm kind of lacking, so figured I'd put this video together. Picked up a good amount of sneakers over the last 2 months or so. Before we get into it, just be sure to follow me on social at StuffDylanLikes. Definitely more active over there. Selling some things as well. Stuff Dylan sells, check it out. eBay page, all that, link down below. It's mainly Nike sneakers pickups that I'm looking at, but I figured I'd start with probably the ones that I'm most excited about. Pull them out right here. It is a pair of the coveted Maison Margiela replicas, or the GATs, short form for German army trainers. These have been having a moment. Definitely a big sort of viral shoe. It's a very basic shoe. You can see it's just a mix of white leather, gray suede, gum sole, all that good stuff. Made in Italy sneaker. Quality is pretty good. I mean, compared to like other sneakers I have in my collection, it's whatever to me. I don't know if that's just me being ignorant or whatever, but been eyeing these for a long time. The retail price on these vary based on where you're getting them from, but you know, you could expect to spend $400, $500, $600 on these, and you know, for as much as I'm buying sneakers, an upfront purchase of that much is something I can't quite swallow. And so I had this internal setting for myself is, you know, if I saw them under X amount, I was gonna pull the trigger, and I did. I don't know if it was a fluke. I'll post the screenshot. I got these from Neiman Marcus. They're listed at $242. I thought it was too good to be true, but I figured what's the worst that happens? I'll buy them, and if it's like a stupid colorway or not this sneaker, you know, I could just return them. And lo and behold, I got these, and you know what? I double dipped 2 pairs. So that's the pair that I wear. I've worn that pair like every day for the last maybe week or so. And then here is a dead stock pair, slight flex. I have them in the little dust bags that they do, but brand new. I mean, you could peep it on Instagram as well. I was very excited to kind of have 2. It's kind of a weird thing to have 2 of, kind of one to rock, one to stock. I'm kind of over doubling up on things, but for a pair like these at $242 a pop, it's $1,200 all in on these 2, and I got them for what, a little over $400. Can't beat it, and you know, this is like the perfect everyday shoe. What else can I say about these? Sizing, Italian sizing, no half sizes, at least from what I recall. So I got them in a 9, which isn't too bad. Fits pretty snug. I don't like the leather lining so much. I never was a big fan of leather lined sneakers, but you know, I'm not doing too much walking in these. I mean, I guess I am. I am wearing them to work, across Manhattan, going out, things like that. But yeah, these are sick. I'm very excited about these. No specific order I'm going in here, so I'll just go to these next to me. These are the Kobe 4 Protro, dubbed as the Girl Dad. The box here, it's a colorway of bi-coastal and black. So got these on the Nike sneakers app, day of release. Got them in a 9.5. I tried them on. I wish I got them in a 10. I have my other Kobe's in a size 10. I don't know why I went 9.5 on these, but I did. Generally, wasn't expecting to hit on these, so it was a pleasant surprise. I do like the colorway. Not my favorite Kobe 4, I don't think. Nice makeup. It's this sort of, I guess, suede, velvety. Not the most quality suede, but you know, it's actually pretty decent. Not doing any performance, no hooping or anything in these. My Kobe's these days have been purely casual wear. I've been getting a lot of enjoyment out of wearing them casually. This will be the case. Definitely will get somewhere out of these. They're a little tight, but I like the colorway enough to keep them. Next up, a little more wild. Very happy to have these actually. This is the Futura collab Nike SB Dunk Lows. Futura OG collaborator with Nike. Partnered up on this specific pair. All I can say is this is a very nice sneaker, perfect for the summer. I like all these different colors, pastel-y sort of colors. They go very well with, I wear a lot of like Patagonia colored shorts in the summertime, and these are gonna go quite well with them. So a lot of Futura Laboratories detailing insole. You know, you get the FL right there, Futura signature. I'll be honest, I didn't do too much research on these sneakers. I knew they were like this hyped, coveted thing. Wasn't expecting to hit on them. Lo and behold, we hit on them. So Again, perfect summer sneaker. I'm really good about not wearing sneakers, but these I'm definitely gonna wear this summer for sure. That nice outsole, man, I can't, I'm just at a loss for words. These are such a nice sneaker. Was so happy to hit on them. All canvas upper, pretty durable, pretty strong. I'm only gonna wear these on nice days, so very stoked about these. I guess on the theme of SB Dunks, we'll go with these. These don't come from Nike sneakers, although they restocked on the sneakers app in Europe, but I got these off of StockX. You can tell by that tag here. I was on Twitter, or now X, and I saw one night sneaker Twitter was going crazy because prices on these were dipping on StockX, and there was like a coupon code that someone sourced. It was like $10 off or whatever, which really didn't move the needle too much, but any sort of savings I could get gives me an excuse to buy something. Prices on this Chicago J-Pack SB Dunk Low have been shooting down because they restocked recently overseas, and it looks like people are trying to dump them. I also just think the dunk fatigue is really hitting everyone. So, you know, a sneaker that was once going for $400 or $500 in the resale market, you know, you could find these for sub $175 these days, maybe even less depending on size. So I jumped on it, got that same sort of deal. I mean, a Chicago colorway on an SB Dunk Low is just really great. I'm checking the production date on these. These are 2023, 2024 pair, so they're not from 2020, which is quite nice. I prefer sort of the newer. Haven't worn these, but these will definitely get some action on foot. We'll probably go white laces. Anything Chicago colorway, again, can't miss. So happy about these. Let's see, not quite an SB Dunk, but a Dunk Low Retro, or what are these? Dunk Low SP, rather, in the Veneer colorway. Veneer, right? Let me double check. Yes, it is the Veneer. I don't know why I just brain farted there, but so many dunks, so many retros. Hard to keep track these days just because, you know, my full attention isn't going to sneakers too much. But, you know, this is a pair I lusted over, you know, in 2020 during COVID times. These were going for a decent amount. These, the Dusty Olives, everything from like the Ugly Dunkling pack when they retroed was going crazy. I did almost pull the trigger many times back in those like 2020, 2021 days. But, you know, cooler heads prevailed, and, you know, these things all come back. So when I saw these restock on the sneakers app, jumped on them. Really nice materials on these. Suede is pretty decent for the $115 price point, especially on a dunk as well, where quality is suffering these days. I'm trying to slow down on buying dunks. This was one of the last ones I wanted. I'd say probably the plums are the ones I'm going after, whether I'm able to catch a restock or just buy them on the resale market, since there are a ton of pairs floating around again. Really excited about these. Kind of like the Dusty Olives, more of like a fall time wear to me, not so much summertime, but yeah, really stoked about these. More of a summertime wear. Here are the Cactus Plant Flea Market Air Force One lows and the all white colorway. So I caught these on the Nike sneakers app as well. White, probably not my first colorway of choice. I was going for more of those obscure ones, like that green one or that like fuchsia or whatever it is. This one probably number 3 to me, and then number 4 being the all black. I'm not really crazy on all black sneakers, but you know, wasn't able to hit on those first 2 that I mentioned, but was able to get away with these. And you know what? I will take it, because I remember when these came out, what was it, like 2019 or 2020? When it was via like Nike Bayou, that was the only way you could get them. I know that created sort of a hype for them. In many ways, the hype is pretty real. I do like these letters that read sunshine on the left shoe, and then air on the right. It's just a really nice quirky add to a traditional Air Force One. Materials feel a lot better. I mean, they should. These retailed for $150 compared to whatever triple white Uptowns or Air Force Ones are going for these days. So yeah, that's that. A lot of cool detailing as well, you know, aside from those big letters, you know, insoles are colored and have, you know, whatever left and right is what they denote. Box is really sweet as well. Cool details there. I like the, more specifically this like dust bag or like carrying pouch for them is kind of probably the coolest detail to me aside from the sneakers. These are leather lined, so again, kind of like the Margielas. I'm not crazy about leather lined sneakers. I also think it just opens up a lot of room in the sneaker. And I say that to say, right, my true sneaker size is a 9.5. I'm buying my Air Force Ones in 9s these days, and I find these to be a little big. Not sure if it's because of that leather liner or what it may be, or they just run, you know, a lot bigger. But yeah, that's sort of my only gripe, is they do fit a little bigger, but otherwise perfect for the summertime. tried them on. Ready to pull these out at some point in the next week or so. So just wanted to make this video showing them clean, dead stock before, you know, they get torn apart. Hopefully not torn apart, but once they get some wear in, they'll definitely not look as good as this. But yeah, happy to have these. We'll see if I could hunt down the other colorways. I know they're going for quite a decent amount of money in the resale market, so maybe these will be good, one and done, keep it at that. And then last in the mix here, Air Jordan 4 Retro, military blue, industrial blue, whatever they're calling them these days. I got a pair purely off of nostalgia. I wasn't looking to spend $215 on another pair of Air Jordan 4s. I have so many Air Jordan 4s, I'll pull some out here. But, you know, this just brings me back to a time where, you know, I just remember this colorway so fondly, and more specifically in 2012, I was in high school. It was around the time, I believe, of like the Galaxy foams releasing. And I remember that, you know, if you read the news on that, if you're not, if your sneaker history doesn't date back that far, read the news on that. But I think these came out in parallel, or the military blue retro, I think just the Jumpman, not the Nike Air. And nobody was really crazy about them, but I remember some kids in high school having this colorway in 2012 after they released. These have that OG Nike Air from, what, 1989. This was, I believe off the top of my head, one of the 4 OG colorways of the Air Jordan 4 model from 1989. So always good to have something OG or reflective of the past that, you know, existed when they were first an actual performance sneaker. Again, the whole industrial blue, that's what they're dubbing them as, but the box here has military blue as the colorway. And these have always been known as the military blue, so let's call them that. I referenced a few Air Jordan 4s. I have some here on the side that I'll pull out. This one at the top, these are a recent release, or I guess from a few years now. These are the military blacks. They get their naming convention from these, actually, the military blues, right? You see that color blocking, the sort of gray, or the sort of light gray suede or nubuck at the toe, you know, the color blocking at the netting, things like that. Same colorway inspiration, call this an homage pair to this, just in black, right? Military black, military blue. So this is one pair. Let's fast forward a little bit. This is a recent, actually not a recent, I haven't seen these in a while. This is a dead stock pair of the Air Jordan 4 Fire Red. These came out, what, 2020 they retroed? So same thing, Nike Air on the back. I haven't worn these. I probably should though, these are nice. So like I mentioned, 4 OG colorways, military blues being one, this being the second. Let me grab lucky number 3 here. Recent pickup as well. The Bread 4 reimagined. So the Bread 4 had an all nubuck upper. This one, this retro with the Nike Air on the back, all leather. I actually prefer this pair versus the nubuck one. So there's this. The only one I'm missing now is the white cement. When did that one retro? Like 2019 it might have been? I don't know. Regardless, if it ever does retro, I'm not gonna go back and find an old pair, but you know, if they do retro in, you know, the future, I'll probably pick up a pair just to complete the set. But yeah, just wanted to pull out those 4s since we're talking about this one. Again, wasn't really in the market. Doesn't seem like the masses were too big on this one come retro time a few months ago in 2024, but you know, I got my pair. We'll probably wear these. Really nice. So that concludes our show for the day. Probably gonna take a picture for the thumbnail. Otherwise, you know, we'll leave it at that. All the things I plugged at the beginning of the video, Instagram, eBay, all that good stuff, go check it out. Stay in touch, and I'll keep you guys posted. Stay in touch, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.